so they told the village swimmers to look for their children's dead body. The swimmers, after a long search, came back without any positive feedback, as they could not find the twins, whether dead or alive. Unbeknownst to them, Nma and Nne tried to swim their way out of the river, and not having the skills, they failed. The water carried them to a village far away from their community. Once upon a time, in a small village of Okwa, there lived two extraordinary siblings named Nma and Nne. They were not like other sisters, for they were conjoined twins, connected at the shoulder since birth. Despite their unique circumstance, Nma and Nne lived life with boundless enthusiasm and shared a remarkable bond that transcended their physical connection. They complemented each other in every way, each possessing strength that the other lacked. Nma and Nne were the favorite children of their parents, and they spent lots of time with them. This made their other siblings jealous. They were always getting new clothes, since their clothes were made specially to fit the both of them, and it easily get ruined. Nma was a dreamer and a fortune teller, while her sister Nne was a singer with an angelic voice. Everyone treated the twins like they were some sort of magical creatures, and each time they were outside, people asked them to tell them about their future. The king of Okwa village liked the twins and always wanted them around him. He enjoyed Nne's songs and also got to know about things before they happened from Nma. One day, Nma had a dream, and happily she went and discussed it with her siblings. In the dream, she became so rich and was sitting in a palace with her twin Nne, and their brothers and sisters came asking them for help. Their siblings were angry at them for such a stupid dream. They told them that they have succeeded in stealing the hearts of their parents and the villagers, and now they also want them to be at their mercy. Their angry brothers and sisters started avoiding them. One day, while they were all working at the farm, they thought of a way to harm the twins, and so they decided to kill them. Some miles away from their farm, there was a big river, and knowing the twins could not swim, they took them there, pushed them into the river, and went away. When they got home, they told their parents that the twins had gone to swim in the village river and got drowned. Their parents were heartbroken, and so they told the village swimmers to look for their children's dead body. The swimmers, after a long search, came back without any positive feedback, as they could not find the twins, whether dead or alive. Unbeknownst to them, Nma and Nne tried to swim their way out of the river, and not having the skills, they failed. The water carried them to a village far away from their community. There, they got help from a fisherman who was in the canoe in the river fishing as they were drowning. The fisherman helped them escape death and took them to his house, fed them, and let them rest. After they had gotten enough rest, he asked to know about them and how they got into the river. Nma and Nne told him all that had happened. The furious fisherman wanted to take them back home, so he could see their parents and tell them what the children had done and possibly get them punished. But the twins stopped him from doing so. They told the fisherman to let them be, as they wouldn't want to go back to their village, since their siblings' hatred has gotten to the point where they wouldn't mind killing them. Their parents were deeply saddened by the death of their favorite twins, and so they cried every day. Nma and Nne started off a new life living with the fisherman in his village. The fisherman was a good man, but he had a problem. He had been married for a few years and was yet to bear a child with his wife. This made them sad, but as soon as the twins started living with them, they became happy again, as the twins spread nothing short of happiness wherever they went. It wasn't too long since they started staying with them. Nma dreamt of them having children sitting round their table eating. She told the fisherman, and he was very happy and prayed it come to reality. After a few months, the fisherman's wife became pregnant. The couple were so happy, and so they thanked the twins for coming into their lives. Nma told them that it was not her doing but the Lord's. After a period of 9 months, the couple had their son. The joy that Nma and Nne brought to the fisherman's family with their uniqueness was noticed by the villagers. And the king, who had never been happy, got to know about them. He sent for them to see if they could make him happy. Nma and Nne got there, and with Nne's melodious voice, she sang for the king. The king was mesmerized by her voice, and so he asked that they live in his palace. The fisherman and his wife were sad to have the extraordinary twins leave their home. But they were happy for them. At least they get to live with the royal family. The couple kept bearing children until they have had 3 boys and 2 girls. The king of this village had a son who was blind. He was the heir apparent to the throne, but his bad sight condition has been a problem for the royal family. As the prince was always sad, when the twins started living with the king, sadness disappeared from the prince's heart. Nne sang him to sleep while Nma told him stories during bedtime. One day in Nma's dream, she saw where the prince was taken to the river and his face washed with water, and he regained his sight. When she woke up, she asked for the prince to be taken to the river where he could get his face washed. The king, who has been seeing the manifestation of her dreams, agreed for his son to be taken to the river. The prince was taken to the river. There he washed his face with water, and instantly he regained his sight. The news spread like wildfire, and it got to the king. The king was so happy that his heir could see. The villagers were served up a feast where they all ate and drank to their satisfaction. The prince grew fond of the twins, and so he married them. After his father's rule, he ruled with the twins. One day, the prince, who was now a king, was invited to an event in a faraway village, and he went with his twin wives. The village in which the event held happened to be the village where the twins had come from. And when they arrived, the villagers who saw Nma and Nne ran to their house and told their parents and siblings. The family quickly ran to the palace, and then they saw the twins, who told their father how their siblings had pushed them into the river to get drowned. They told them how they survived and all that had happened in the past. The brothers and sisters bowed down to greet them as royalty and also apologized to them for the evil melted on them. Their parents, whom had thought they were dead, were so happy to see their children alive. Nma and Nne then told their siblings that they had forgiven them a long time ago, as their actions only brought them good luck. Just like Nma had dreamt many years ago, their siblings were all provided with all the things they needed. And we are also given royal treatment in the village from that day henceforth.